Did you know that there are 6 main self-sabotaging identities that are so elusive and on the down low, they may be wreaking havoc on your success and you don't even know it? In this video, I'm going to go over what these 6 self-sabotaging identities are, how to spot them, and wait till the end where I give you the one thing you need to do to ensure they won't hinder you anymore. So let's get into it. As you're going about your days and implementing your top goal achieving activities that will make all the difference in getting the results you want, have you had these types of internal dialogue pop up? Let's say you've been invited to speak at an event and share your knowledge. Then you hear this little voice that says, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to be featured. Or you question, am I good enough? Am I good enough to speak publicly? How about when you think about the most successful people in your industry and the thoughts pop up in your head? The thought goes, I don't belong with that crowd. Do you notice the energy these automatic thoughts generate within you? Maybe you feel ashamed or a fear or an insecurity. Let's say things are really moving along with your business and there's an opportunity to scale. At the same time, there's an opportunity for a beautiful relationship in your life. Then the thought hits, I don't have the capacity to handle both. I don't have the capacity to handle it all. Or do you find yourself endlessly preparing to do something or launch something because it's just not perfect enough? The thought that goes through your head could be, I got to be perfect. These are things no one wants to hear, especially when you've been doing personal development for a while. And the next set of thoughts that pop up could be, I thought I was over this already. I thought I had overcome this already. I thought I was better than this. Early on in my personal development journey, I remember waking up one morning and suddenly becoming so aware of the negative self-talk that was running in my head before I even got up to brush my teeth, get dressed, get some coffee, and start my day. Yes, it was that automatic. The truth is, the automatic internal dialogue was always there. It wasn't until that moment I was actually aware enough to spot it. I remember having enough awareness to catch this automatic self-talk, and it is very automatic. It was as if I was hearing a whisper becoming louder in my ear for the first time. And at that moment, as I heard this unloving internal chatter, I finally told it to shut up. And it was victory at that moment. What I'm describing to you happens to millions upon millions of people, and they don't even know that it's happening. Majority of the people lack belief in themselves. And these mental programs, they sound like this. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm insignificant and invisible. I need to be perfect. I don't have the capacity, and I don't belong. These are all indications of self-sabotaging self-images that are in a person's subconscious and unconscious mind. Then you may say, but I've done all the affirmations saying the exact opposite over and over and over again. Yes, that is good. But now you must begin to actually feel like you are worthy. You must begin to feel like you're more than enough. You must begin to feel like you are significant. I think you know where I'm going with this. If this feeling of being small or not good enough still persists despite the affirmations and visualizations, this self-sabotaging self-image most likely is rooted in a trauma. And in these cases, a healing is best to implement to really change this deeply imprinted mental program. Another reason for the persistence of this type of disempowering internal chatter is most likely due to a hidden part of your personality in your unconscious mind. And that hidden part of your personality is seeking to be made whole. Acknowledgement of this hidden part of you through healing, what we call integration, is needed. Now remember, the subconscious is the emotional mind or feeling mind, and emotion is emotion or energy with a capital E in motion. Our actions and what we attract to ourselves are primarily determined by your subconscious and unconscious level of thinking. Now let's look at the physical manifestations that can happen, since there are these self-sabotaging identities in the subconscious and unconscious mind. For example, overworking as a way to compensate for not feeling like you're enough. So this person will experience chronically not having enough time. The manifestation is lack of time, which could lead to not having time for self-care. So another big manifestation related to these 6 self-sabotaging identities is the absence of taking care of oneself. Another manifestation could be avoiding promoting oneself in the marketplace because the self-sabotaging identity stops that person from shining completely. Let's look at another manifestation, like feeling low energy in the body is another physical manifestation. Self-sabotaging identities are like wounds taking up energy to keep itself alive. It's almost like a psychic, emotional, spiritual, like a mental tumor, okay? But once healing takes place, that wounded energy that's almost like encapsulated in us, like a tumor, but in a different sense. Once a healing takes place, that wounded energy will transmute itself into vital energy for creation and manifesting beautiful things in your life. So it'll actually be a source of energizing energy versus an energy that feels like it's stuck and weighing you down. The next physical manifestation can be procrastination. Being distracted and allowing the distractions to keep you from doing the actions that really matter when it comes to attaining your goals is a way to cope with the pain of feeling like you're not enough or small in some way. Remember, we identified these emotions of like shame or fear or insecurity, right? So instead of healing the source of the pain, a person can go into a coping mechanism mode. Choosing to be distracted is a coping mechanism. Let's look at another manifestation that could be experienced, and that is experiencing a lot of resistance in areas of life and business. Let's say on a conscious level, a person wants to be a successful entrepreneur, but on a subconscious and unconscious level, the self-sabotaging identity doesn't want to die. So of course, with the subconscious mind being linked to universal mind, take note of that. I'll leave you that nugget right there. The self-sabotaging identity will attract situations to create blockages towards that success. So this is something to think about. Remember, our minds, and there are different levels of mind now, is ordering everything. Your mind, my mind, everyone's mind is ordering everything. Okay? So these are a few examples of manifestations that are rooted with unconscious, subconscious, self-sabotaging identities. Remember that manifestations are effects. Remember that. With the self-sabotaging identities being the cause. This can seem a little heavy because one can think, well, then that means I'm responsible for all this stuff happening to me. And we're talking about the stuff we don't want to experience, right? And it is true. Yes, it is true. You are responsible. And at the same time now, you can claim all of your power because you're responsible versus being a victim. It's everything outside of you, right? You can claim it all, which means you're going to claim your power to change the situation as well, okay? Remember that the subconscious mind has been programmed since you were in your mother's womb. Up until the age of 6, all of us are just pure sponges absorbing everything in our subconscious mind, everything in our environment. Anything we were exposed to at that age was programming us subconsciously. So don't take it too personally. Please take what I'm going to say to heart. The programming in your subconscious mind is not your fault, and it is 100% your responsibility to change and heal in order to get what you really want in life. It's almost like this is the price to pay: awareness and healing and action in order to experience heaven on earth. On the last note on this particular subject, know that you are the point of center. And let me explain what I mean by this. Yes, these identities do sabotage, and now you are empowered to make the change. So the power is all within you. I want you to envision that you are the point of center of everything in your life. You're in the middle. I want you to envision this. You're in the middle, like right here, and around you is a circle. So envision in your imagination, you're in the middle, and around you is this circle. You have the power to look at, let's say, for example, you have the power to look at 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right? You have the power to look at 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you're at the point of center, you can look at any aspect of this circle. Do you see where I'm going with this? You have the power to see everything, 360-degree view that is your life and your business. It's like being at the top penthouse unit of a building that has a 360-degree view of the city. You have windows from ceiling to floor, you see. There's no obstruction. You can see everything all around you, and you can see far into the distance. This is why it's so important to grasp that if you want to change anything in your life and business, you start from within first, and then everything else will follow. Now let's try and look at it from the outside in. Let me give you an example. Let's envision you have this circle again. You have the circle. Envision the circle in your mind, but now you are outside of the circle. You're outside, okay? And you're looking at the circle from the outside in. I want you to try to visualize this. Try and envision this in your head. So let's say you're over here at, let's say, 1 o'clock, right? So your vantage point is very limited at the 1 o'clock vantage point. You can only see that aspect of the circle at the 1 o'clock. Or let's say it's at the 7 o'clock right here. You can only see the circle from the vantage point of 7 o'clock, and it's very limited. You can only see pieces of the whole, okay? I hope you get where I'm going with this, okay? You can only see parts of the circle. But from the center, place yourself in the center again, and the circle around you, you can see everything 360 degrees. This is why this is a huge nugget I will share with you. To really transform your life and business, start with your identity first. It was a pleasure being with you today. I hope this video opened up something in you, that you have received something valuable in your life, and that you can take with you along your journey. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.